Stop it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G Tangents Podcast, the Tangents Podcast. My name is Dalibor. This is my cousin Harris, Hadis. Whichever way you want to say it. Harris is the American way. I say Hadis. We are here to talk about all sorts of different things. This is what the Tangents Podcast is about. We start on a couple topics and, well, 3 usually, and then we go on tangents. I think pretty self-explanatory, honestly. I just recently went back to... Well, how was your day? How's your day going? How's your day going? What's your problem?
I was going to see if I could just stay quiet throughout the whole podcast, just to see if like people are like, while they're listening to it, like, this motherfucker's crazy. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. Why the fuck is he saying there's somebody there?
This sick son of a bitch telling us there's somebody else there.
He's a liar. He's a liar. No, my day's been going pretty good. Had a good meeting
Nice.
with what I'm going to be doing here coming up with the trucking show. So that was great. We talked about quite a few things on what he wants and how, everything like packing up and getting there and stuff like that. So, yeah, so far so good. Very productive. Very productive, How about you? Huh?
I had a root canal this morning.
The root canal.
Took a 2-hour nap. I walked in and I was like, I'm here for my nap.
All right.
Well, because the first time it happened, so this is my second root canal I've ever had, and the first time it happened, the doctor was super cool. Like, my old doctor, I miss her. She moved to Colorado. I was mad when she did. She was like, we're moving, and I was like, but why? I really like you.
Because Colorado.
And she midway through, like,
yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you're really uncomfortable, huh? Yeah. It sounds like you're just in excruciating pain." I was like, "Yeah, this is terrible.
This is terrible."
I was out. So this time I was just like, I'm just gonna expect to take a nap. So like, I was getting in there and I was like, I'm gonna be just not really caring if I'm rested or not.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's been multiple times where I'm just laying there and I'm like, man, I could fall asleep right now. None of this bothers me. But then I'm like, but what if they're trying to do something and my mouth goes shut?
Well, that's the thing. The first time was easy. The first time they put this thing in my mouth that kept it open. I didn't have to try it.
Yeah, well, I wish.
So and then this, dude, I don't know. Dentistry is very different, man. So like the first time I got it, they said because the bottom one they had to like basically reconstruct the entire tooth.
Right.
This they're just like adding to the tooth. Some of it's still there.
Yeah.
The first time they had to reconstruct the entire thing, and I totally didn't name the podcast thing right.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me.
OW. The OW. The OW. Look at that. Doing that on the spot.
Yep.
While we're trying to record, while we're already recording the podcast. Yep. Naming the title of the podcast for the live stream.
Name of the broadcast name
That's how we do it.
Yep.
That's how we take care of business.
But yeah. So, but they were like, oh, we could do the porcelain or we could leave it gold. And basically what they told me was that what they do is they're going to put the gold in anyway, and they end up putting the porcelain on top of it. So the porcelain is more expensive. So this time they're like, this one's going to be porcelain. And I was like, oh, like the first time around they told me the gold because it was cheaper. And they're like, price of gold's gone up. And I was like, that's a fair point. Gold changes value. The price of gold changes.
Gold went up.
Like porcelain doesn't change in value, but gold goes up.
Price of gold went up.
So I was like, man, if I get another gold one up here, I'm just gonna have all of them replaced and get a full-on grill.
Rich, just go right here in my mouth.
I'm rich, bitch. Because I gotta get implants anyway.
Right.
Why can't I get dope implants?
Right, I'm saying.
If I'm gonna spend $5,000, might as well spend 10 per tooth.
Per tooth.
Fucking
expensive, man. But that's the point, man.
Stupid.
You gotta take care of them teeth, man.
Yeah, that's shout out to my younger self who didn't want to brush his fucking teeth.
I'm saying, man.
That little son of a bitch.
Yeah. If you have kids that don't want to listen to about you.
No, I'll send you my X-rays. You can show them my 6 missing teeth in the bottom.
You should just send them
I
the
literally
X-rays. Be like, look, do you want this to happen to you?
Yeah, you don't. You don't. It's not a fun time.
No,
it's not a fun time.
Not at all.
So aside from that, let's jump into our topics. Let's jump into it. Let's just jump into it.
All right, Philip DeFranco.
So this is probably gonna be the shortest topic. We're gonna talk about Shazam.
It was a great movie. It was a great movie. It was amazing.
You were unable to join us, but I got the Fandango invite for the early viewing. It was really good. It was really really
I mean,
good.
listen,
It is every bit the like fun, uplifting movie that I was expecting.
Right.
Like every bit.
Yeah.
It's got what I felt was kind of almost an unnecessary kind of darker like subplot.
Right.
And once it resolves, you're kind of like, dang. But like, I don't feel it was necessary. But I think maybe to give it a little more realism, they did need it to kind of conclude. But yeah, it was kind of it's a weird one. It was kind of like oh, wow, they really went there. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But like, the genuine fun, like I don't think anyone else besides Zachary Levi could have done this role. I think Zachary Levi made this role happen. Because Billy Batson,
right,
comparatively, his screen time is very little.
Oh, okay.
Although the kid was really good too.
Yeah.
The kid was really good too.
Like, from just the commercials that I've seen.
But more than anything, Zachary Levi and the kid that played, oh my goodness, I only know them by their superhero names. The one who ends up becoming eventually Captain Marvel Jr. The kid with the crutch.
Oh.
I cannot think of his name. That's so funny. But yeah, so he was really good.
Right.
Like he played this like nerdy outcast who's like self-deprecating. Like that line from the trailer where he's like, I know what you're thinking. Why so dark? You're a disabled foster kid. You've got it all. Like that encompasses that character.
Oh, wow.
He's that dude so much. But like he did a really really good job, and like their chemistry back and forth is incredible. I think everyone should see it. I think everyone should see it fucking twice. There is like the bad guys, they get a little scary. It's like if you're bringing like really little kids, maybe consider it. But otherwise, I think it's an all ages romp, dude. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I was so excited.
Like
I said, I was excited for it as soon as I started seeing trailers. I was like, oh shit, that's a different one. Like, outside before Aquaman came out, we had the Wonder Woman movie, and that was semi-lighthearted, but like it still had its darker moments.
Yeah, it was lighter, and it was a little more. I mean, even though it was kind of ridiculous, like there was still a lot of dark shit in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
obviously, Batman and Superman, that was real dark.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah, so like seeing something. I mean, before Aquaman came out, we didn't know how that was going to turn out, but Aquaman was very lighthearted and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun and stuff like that. So seeing this, like when the commercials started coming out and seeing how Zachary Levi looked and stuff like that, I was super super stoked about it. I can't wait for it to really.
He's so big that it almost looks fake. And I mean, obviously, there's gonna be some padding in the suit.
There is padding in there,
but like it looks like
big.
He's wearing a muscle suit.
Yeah.
Like he's so big, and it's so fucking funny in my brain.
Jacked up, man.
Like
he went ham.
It was so insane to me because I was like, dude,
that's Chuck.
That's Chuck.
That's Chuck. Chuck didn't have an ounce of muscle on him.
Like
Chuck was skin and bones.
Bruh.
Chuck. And
like
Chuck went Hulk size.
Imagine Dino coming back from California,
right.
and he looks like fucking Van Damme.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
No, I gotta hand it to him, man. I mean, when they announced Zachary Levi, I'm like, I can see it for the comedy, but I'm like, I've never seen that guy fit. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he was like fat or anything like that, but he wasn't in shape. He was always just a scrawny guy.
Yeah, he was just like an average dude.
Yeah. So to see him literally probably add like 100 pounds of muscle onto his frame is just holy crap, man.
Easy.
Holy crap, he looks good, man.
Yeah.
But hey, I gotta get into him. He stayed dedicated. He really wanted to bring that role out. He amped up as much as he could work
really
with a trainer. Hey, man, you gotta hand it to. That's real dedication right there, and I'm happy he did it. I'm happy that he's getting more roles. He deserves them, man. Yeah, he deserves them. I
obviously, I thought Chuck was a really really good series to begin with.
Yeah.
So like, I think he's always been that dude. Like, he's always definitely, I think, deserved that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, he's done so many other roles that like people might not notice that he did them because they weren't such big roles, but. Like, he's a good actor. It's just he needed his spotlight, and I think this is going to help him continue down that road.
Right.
Yeah, this will definitely get him that spotlight in this genre, but I'd love to see him later on progress into maybe like watching him do some serious stuff and stuff like that. So,
I mean, I think he's got potential to be a really
100%.
really good actor.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. But I'm excited, man. I can't wait till it releases for everybody. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to go that day, but hey, work is work, and
work is work, and you got a lot of stuff coming up. You got
Yeah.
this Kentucky trip,
yeah.
so
So
you got to prioritize.
yeah, it is what it is.
You got to
but,
prioritize. I get it.
I'm super excited though. Once it does come out, I'm most likely. I mean, 100%. I'm going to see it once, but I'll probably see it twice. I probably will. We'll see. We'll see who goes with me, but
dude, it was super fun. I think your in-law family, they're a little weird, but I think this would be in for it. Like, they'd be in for this. I
can't imagine anybody wouldn't be in for this.
No,
I mean,
that's the thing. I think this
anybody,
is genuinely an everybody movie.
Like for anybody that was complaining about, oh, you know, Batman and Superman are really dark, blah blah blah. Well, here you go.
Here it is, folks.
Shut the fuck up.
Here it is.
Watch it. You wanted it. Here it is. So yeah, no, I'm super stoked. I can't wait for it to come out. However, even though they're doing good, and it sounds like they're gonna do good with this movie, it sure feels like they're just not doing good as a universe.
No, they're not doing good as a universe, and that's an excellent pivot.
You like that. You like that. You like that.
Our second topic, the death of the DCEU.
I don't know if that's over exaggerating it, but listen.
I mean, the death and rebirth, maybe.
Maybe because
here's the thing: Wonder Woman's gonna do great.
Wonder Woman's gonna do great.
There's no reason they won't make another Wonder Woman after WW84.
Yeah.
The Aquaman franchise potentially is
basically
alive.
$1 billion, so.
And I think with Shazam, you definitely have a winner.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very interesting to me to see.
Well, here's the issue, and I think we
go
both agree that the reason we say the death of the DCU is two reasons. One, they couldn't keep Ben Affleck as Batman.
Right.
I think they caved in to too much negativity they were getting from all these.
I don't even think
people.
it was that. Honestly, I think it was just a matter of like he had this mentality of who he was going to play and what kind of character he was going to bring to the table.
Right.
And when they saw that the audience wasn't really responding to this dark Batman,
but Batman's always dark. We just talked about it. Like you were showing me this character that can bring back the Lantern, not the Green Lantern, but the Black Lantern that could bring back people from life. And he was sitting there at Bruce Wayne's gravestone, and he's about to bring him from the dead. And I was like, oh, so he's just gonna bring back Bruce Wayne, right? Because you can't be dark. Because you can't be darker than Bruce Wayne.
You really
Bruce Wayne's
can't.
just dark,
right?
But like even if he came back with no soul, he'd just be Bruce Wayne because he'd still be just a dark Bruce Wayne.
Right. No, it's pretty ridiculous.
Batman he rarely cracks a joke. When he does, it's a kicker, but it's rare, and he never cracks a smile. Flash is hilarious, and he won't crack a smile. He'll stand there with a dead serious face like, I'm going to punch you in the face if you say another joke.
Right. No,
So, like, you gotta play a dark Batman, even if you want a lighthearted universe. Batman ain't gonna be lighthearted.
Right, but I think the problem was that they darkened up everything, and to throw in the darkest character into what was really already a dark Superman universe.
Right.
It's just like.
Well, I mean,
mixing the darkest ingredients.
Yeah, but I completely understand that. But you gotta understand, like, they came with the mentality of trying to show you a Superman in our world. So, like. That's going to be different than a Superman that's in the comics that's living in this perfect fucking world of, it's people
are far from perfect.
Well, yeah, but still perfect in the sense of like, we're all for joy and happiness.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be different in obviously a lot of ways, but I think the biggest comparison is the fact that you're going to have real parents, right? Like, the Kents in the comics, they're pretty much the perfect parents.
Perfect.
Like the Kents in the movies have to be flawed.
They have to.
The Kents in the Smallville show were flawed. And that was a great series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't think perfect people resonate with people.
No, not
you
at
watch
all.
people who are just they're doing everything the right way.
Yeah, it's almost weird.
Even when you look at Superman's origins, right? You look at Clark Kent's origins. Even the best tellings of that origin, or the best tellings of how he found out that he's an alien, the best tellings of that are when he's just a teenager and he freaks out.
Yeah.
Because, holy shit, I'm a fucking alien.
Yeah, right?
As opposed to like, oh, wow, gee golly.
Yeah. Like, it ain't happening.
And then he just like starts practicing.
Right, it ain't happening.
Like,
it's not happening. There's no way.
You gotta have that. So like, yeah, there was that period. I mean, I literally, I imagine this kid, 15, 16 years old, being like, why can I see through fucking walls?
Right.
And they're like, shit.
Well, I think
shit, all right, we gotta tell you. And then he's like, fuck. And he like runs away from home. Yeah. And he like tries to find his shit out.
And I get it. And I think there's a mixture to why they didn't keep Ben Affleck. One, I think it has to do with just Ben Affleck and his personal life.
Right, there's that.
There's that. So that kind of came all around when he became Batman. So like it kind of sucked the situation.
Yeah.
But I also, right, exactly. But I also believe that, if they truly are reconsidering like doing a more lighthearted Batman, they're fucking up already. They should not do
I don't even necessarily think. I don't even think, and I agree with you. I don't think the lighthearted Batman works.
It doesn't make sense.
You look at the.
I don't care if it's a different universe.
You look at the '90s. The best. I really enjoy Batman Forever. I'm a fan of Batman Forever.
Yeah.
I think it's a shit Batman.
Yeah, it's shit Batman.
I think he was a good Bruce Wayne for the time. He's not a great actor.
No, yeah.
I like him. I'm a fan of Val Kilmer. But he is not a great actor.
No, he's all right.
But he did a really good job as like this tortured Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Like he's always dreaming this shit.
Right.
Like he did a good job as Bruce Wayne. But the Batman that jokes.
Yeah.
Is it the car? Chicks dig the car.
Yeah.
That's not Batman.
That's not Batman.
It's just not.
Nope. Batman.
Like I think it's one of my favorite lines in that movie. But that's because I understand that this is a '90s cheesy superhero movie.
It's a cheesy superhero movie.
That's the point.
Yeah. Like you want legit Batman. Batman don't crack jokes. Batman don't crack a smile. Batman looks at you. You ask him a question, he won't even probably respond to you. He'll just go away. Like that's what Batman does.
Yeah, you look at the romance in Batman Returns.
Right.
Where he's romancing Catwoman.
Yeah.
That is more like where it's just like deep, dark, kind of mysterious phrases back and forth. Like, that seems like a Batman thing.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Tim Burton was an excellent choice for direction.
Yeah, 100%.
Schumacher,
right?
Not so much.
Right. So so there's that. There's the weird thing that's happening with the Batman and whatever they're gonna do with that. But then there's now also. Suicide Squad is a reboot. It's not.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, it's a full reboot.
Now, granted, I don't think that was a great movie.
No, not at all.
I think it was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable.
For what it was.
Right, it was enjoyable for what it was, but it was not a great movie.
But there's definitely way more potential to that movie and that concept than they did with it.
So much more.
So I would like to see practically a more serious Suicide Squad.
Yeah, 100%.
Where I don't want them to be out going like this was their in the movie that was their first mission.
Yeah.
No. I want them 6 months into being sent out every other day to go kill somebody or to go execute some shit for the government. And they're fucking angry. They lost 3 guys already.
There's way better way of doing that movie. The movie was enjoyable for what it was, but it was not a good movie to continue off in the DCEU.
And if that's a reboot,
which I mean,
one of the producers flat out said, "We're not calling it Suicide Squad 2 because it's a complete reboot. It's just the Suicide Squad."
Now, what's crazy to me is they're taking an actor like Idris Elba and they're making him fucking Deadshot. Where, in my opinion, they should fucking make him Green Lantern and shut the fuck up.
That's such a waste of
talent.
Listen,
don't get me wrong. Even Will Smith.
Suicide Squad. Is not. It's not a deep series.
No,
it's not a
man.
Deep concept.
Not at all.
I don't need an A-level actor.
Right.
I don't need a AAA level actor.
I don't.
To do any of those roles.
No, not at all.
Even Will Smith was slumming it in that.
Hell
movie.
yeah, he was, man.
Sorry.
Hell yes, he was. That was a throwaway role, and it was just there's somebody.
I think they could have done Will Smith because he is older now. I think they could have done Will Smith as like Cyborg's dad.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. You could have done so many things.
And like that would play 100% against Will Smith's character.
Yeah.
Because he's like a super serious dude. You got no jokes.
Yeah.
Whereas they play this Deadshot in that first Suicide Squad movie felt like the Fresh Prince 25 years later, he got into some shit, now he's an assassin.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt like I was a little disappointed with that, and I think that's why I was so disappointed with Bright too. because I think, and I don't think it's Will's fault. I think it's the guy because the director also wrote it, and I think he's just not a good writer. He might be a good director, but he needs to leave the writing.
It's the same
to
guy that did
somebody else.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Here's
And
the thing.
I don't think he
here's
writes
the thing.
Will's roles right.
Here's the thing. I actually enjoyed Bright, but yeah, I think they made.
Will's role was not good. The alien's role was good, but Will, I feel like
You said alien, orc.
Orc, whatever. I'm sorry. Whatever. Orc's role was good, but like, dude, I thought Will's role was shit compared to what I've seen Will do.
I think that character was written very much like. He was written like a human cop in a human world,
right?
And then just that concept was transplanted into this.
Yeah.
Like it almost felt like that role was taken from a different script. And
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Because he wasn't bought in.
No.
Like yeah, he beat that feelings like fairy lives don't matter.
Right.
Like that's funny. I get it.
Right.
But at the same time, it just wasn't good enough.
No,
it just wasn't good enough.
No,
like
dude, to me,
he wasn't bought in. He wasn't bought into the whole magic thing. And it's like this shit's not new.
Yeah,
this shit's not new.
No, clearly,
we didn't just come
you
up
live
with
in this world, like
yeah.
And that's I don't know. It just so I think first of all,
I'm interested to see what they're doing too, because they are doing it.
I am, and I hope he gives the writing to somebody else. I think he's probably a good director. If he could just focus on directing and leave the writing to somebody else,
right.
I think you'll have a better movie. More movie that you go like, damn, that was a good watch. Instead of like, yeah, that was fun. Like there's a difference in that. And I hope same thing with Suicide Squad. I hope they figure that shit out because
it's gonna be interesting to see who.
In all honesty, like here's the thing: you had a great Harley Quinn. So when you do it again, you do the same fucking thing with Harley Quinn. That was on.
She did a great job.
Yeah,
she did a great job. Her mentality was right. Everything was right.
On point.
The whole Joker really loves Harley. That was stupid.
You bring back Joker the way fucking Joker's supposed to be. Don't fuck around with this BS.
And I mean, listen, you can tell me that there are 3 Jokers, but bring back one of those 3 Jokers.
Right,
not like hoodlum Joker.
Right. Because that's not what Joker does. That's not what Joker is.
Not hoodlum Joker who has the capacity for love.
Right.
Because that was the thing that bothered me. One of the
and I understand,
one of the creators of the Batman animated
series,
series, Bruce Timm.
I do want to point this out. We talk about different universe, and I get that, but that was a hard pill to swallow, man. I just couldn't.
Unless it's a universe where everybody's flipped.
Right.
And I will accept Joker as a good guy if Superman's the bad guy.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Easily.
I know, 100%.
My problem was very much with the fact that somehow, this, to people who created Harley,
right?
Bruce Timm, one of the creators of the Batman animated series, the DC animated universe, said that he loved the fact that they showed that Joker and Harley cared about each other, like really.
Oh wow!
And I was like, how can you love that?
Joker
has no capacity for caring.
No.
It's just not there.
Never.
It's missing.
No matter
crux of his character.
No matter what Joker I saw, like, dude, literally, even the Killing Joke, that Joker cared for his wife, but the minute she died, he didn't have any more. There's no care. He didn't care what happened.
And that was even before he was Joker, right?
Yeah, that was before he was
Joker. Never cared about her.
Once Joker happened, he was done. He didn't give a flying fuck what happened to anybody.
That's the thing that bothered me, and
he didn't even care what happened to him.
I was like, oh, he let her drop. Awesome. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then when he came back at the end to collect her, I was like...
No, Joker would have walked away. He would have let her find him. It would have 100%
been her who found him.
Yeah.
She would have heard that he's back in action and doing stuff, and therefore would have...
100%. And she would have been like, hi, Snookums, and that's it. That's how you fucking do it. That's it. Because that's how it works. That's the only, like, it didn't make sense to me that they tried to play that out. It was just very hard. And honestly, the writing was not good. I know he was rushed. I know there was, but that's bad. You don't fucking rush. You want to make a good quality film, you don't rush. You fucking take some time. I don't give a shit what your timeline. Hey, you fucked up. You gave a timeline, but you didn't fucking take consideration how good or bad that might be. Well, guess what? Extend the timeline. You got more time.
That's the thing. It goes back to what we talked about in technology and everybody trying to put something out every year.
Yeah.
it's dumb.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. It's a waste of energy.
Do I want a comic book movie every year? Sure, but only if it's done right.
Right.
If it's not done right, what's the fucking point? Then you're wasting my time. You're wasting. It's a waste of fucking time. It's a waste of your time creatively. But I mean, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope they can incorporate it in the world that we already have. Obviously we're gonna have a new Batman face, so there's that. But then also as well, we might have a new Flash face because.
Holy God!
Because
that's such a weird thing to me. Because if you're gonna, here's the thing: if you're gonna Flashpoint,
right,
which that's supposedly the movie title,
right,
you need him.
Yeah,
he has to be him.
Yeah, that's fine if at the end of Flashpoint he looks different, because that makes sense. You've changed some
whatever.
Shit. Yeah,
whatever.
You've changed some shit. Something doesn't.
But I just very.
But dude, you're
very
talking about. You're talking about changing actors in the middle of a fucking, like, what kind of contracts are you having these people sign? Like, when you sit down with these motherfuckers that you're casting for these roles,
at the end of the day, it's still the studio's call.
But regardless, how's that situation going? Don't be a fucking idiot. If you want to create good stuff, don't sit there and tell a fucking actor one thing, and then you, as a studio, are fucking it up because, you know what? We don't agree to the terms we said. That's our call. We get to decide.
But
now you're
my
fucking up. Now you're fucking up everything.
Here's my question, though. It sounded like, from the reporting that I was reading, it sounded like he was ready to go. And I don't know if... Rather, it seemed like he might not stay in the role if the guys who wrote Homecoming and all that other stuff, if their lighthearted approach was accepted.
Right.
So it sounds like he wants a darker movie.
Which, I mean, it's maybe possible that he does.
And but to me, Flash is not a dark story.
I don't disagree with you, but it has dark characteristics. So
it can, 100% it can. And I mean, like, anything can be, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. But as long as it's going to be a fine line. If he makes it, like, just stupid dark the entire time, that's a problem. Flash is funny. Flash is... Yeah, there's a dark period where his mom died, his fucking, all that kind of stuff. So there is that concept, but you can't make it crazy dark. So if his issue is that, like, oh, I want a crazy dark and they're going to make it lighthearted, I'm going to bounce, to me, that's kind of fucked up. As an actor, as a creator, like, you can't think that way. You have to be open-minded to, like, hey, what works?
It's not like... I don't know. For me, if I was an actor and I was coming into a role, and I had a vision of what I wanted that movie to look like,
right,
I would say I'm on board as long as boom, boom, boom,
right,
boom, boom.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah. Now, if we agree on a movie that's going to be dark, it's going to be a stronger, more serious take on the Flash mythos, and then you come at me with, hey, we're going to do some funny shit. We're going to do...
People aren't happy with the dark shit.
So we're going to do some funny stuff. We're going to have the trickster in it, and I'd be like... I'm going to go.
Right.
That's it. Because, I understand that. But I don't know that they're writing those kind of contracts.
I don't think they're writing those kind of contracts.
I'm pretty sure as an artist, as an actor, you get to say, I would like to do this movie, and I would like you to pay me for doing this movie. Thank you, please.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. To me, it's interesting. But knowing the fact that Suicide Squad's a reboot, that, what's his name? Ezra Miller. And
he's trying to write a script to save his job.
Yeah, Ezra Miller is writing a script to potentially either be or not be in the Flash, and Ben Affleck is no longer Batman.
They're talking about
just almost.
I think there's rumors. I don't think anything's been confirmed.
Nothing's been confirmed yet.
But like, Armie Hammer.
But that's been a rumor for a long time. And that's mainly because
he was supposed to be immortal, yeah.
And that wasn't even guaranteed. That was just a rumor even back then, that he was being looked at for Batman.
I would have loved Mortal. The concept for Mortal was like a good old Justice League movie.
Right.
Like the kind of like a DC animated universe Justice League as a movie.
Here's the thing,
John Stewart.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have an issue with Armie Hammer. I think he is a good actor. Right. He has a very deep voice. I felt like Ben Affleck's voice worked a little bit more. If you listen to Armie Hammer, his voice is it's unique.
Like me after 11 p.m.
Nah, but it's still unique. It's still different. It's still. it's a different voice. It almost doesn't feel like, I don't know, I can't explain it. So his voice is definitely different, but he's also, I mean, he's always been, he looks like he's always been like a very fit guy, so I'm not worried about fitness.
Right.
I mean, clearly, I mean, you just watched Shazam, and the man is,
that's
you
not,
know, he's huge.
I'm
like,
not, I'm, after Thor, I'm never concerned about that.
so I'm not really worried about physique, but he has always looked like
Right.
in fairly decent physique. I think he has the face attributes of Bruce Wayne, or you know, even Batman with the hood on. I don't know. I'm just worried how he would. I want him to be as serious, if he is. Let's say he does get announced. He is being looked at, and does get announced. I want him to be as serious for that role as Ben Affleck wanted to be serious for that role. Because Ben Affleck loved Batman, and he wanted to bring Batman to the screen. He wanted to bring the detective, the martial artist, the fucking scientist, and he did all of that. He brought that. So that's what I want. That is Batman. This bullshit that we've had Batman so far hasn't been Batman. It has been certain aspects of Batman, but we've never seen full Batman.
Right.
Batman that outthinks Superman. And Superman is fucking literally thinking faster than any human mind out there. But Batman will still outthink his ass.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we don't see Batman who's physically there, who is a martial artist, not just one kind of fighting, but multiple styles of fighting, who can take on a fucking boxer and then the next moment take on a fucking ninja.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. That is Batman. The guy that can outthink detectives and Superman, that is Batman.
Like, you gotta understand, Batman in reality is Sherlock Holmes, like
Yeah.
the Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes with like batarangs.
Yeah. That's legitimately what he is.
Like,
he's a man that tinkers.
I would even like to hear that kind of inner monologue.
Right. Oh, I know, right? Ooh,
like
that would be an interesting,
kind of like that detective vision in the Arkham games.
Yeah,
dude, that
would be pretty cool.
That'd be an interesting role. Like, it'd be an interesting position to look at,
because then you can show how he thinks, how his mind works.
One of my favorite scenes of Cyclops is a scene when White Queen, who is his girlfriend at the time, was talking to Shauna the She-Devil in the Savage Land.
Okay.
And she's like, I love him. She's like, you don't understand how he sees the world. And then she kind of looks into his mind.
Right.
And he's fighting dinosaurs.
Right, to show how
he sees angles and reflections and stuff to how he's going to fight. And I was just like, that's so G.
That's what I want them to somehow incorporate that, because you really need to see. Like I told you, my favorite favorite comic book character is Batman. It's not because he's a superhero. It's because he's not super. He made sure that he was the best human being possible.
Yep.
It's what Lex Luthor looks for. Batman is. Lex Luthor's problem is that he wants to achieve that, and he's obsessed with it. Where Batman's just like, I need to achieve that because I need to be there to better, you know, to be fight this crime, to be better than them, to be ahead of them.
Yeah.
And where Lex Luthor's is just obsessed, and so that's why he always has this moments of failure to achieve that, even though he is fairly physically, you know, he's physically there, he's mentally there, but he always falls short. Where Batman is that because he has a right purpose for it.
Right.
And that's why Batman is that true character that shows, like, even if you are a human against these gods, essentially, that doesn't mean that you cannot be useful.
Right.
And so he is always determined to be the best human being you can possibly be.
Yeah.
And so you need to show that. That needs to be on the screen. That's why I loved Ben Affleck's Batman, because they showed that. He was a thinker. He was a detective. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for this, but I'm also looking for this. Like, he was also behind the science along with Alfred, which was dope. I like that they integrated both him and Alfred tinkering with shit. I like that, and I hope they bring that Alfred back. So that's what I want to see. I hope they don't change Batman. I just hope they just change the actor. I hope that when we see Bruce Wayne, when we see Batman, it's still the same guy. It's the dick. It's the guy that said, I hear you talk to fish. Like, he wasn't
a gangster
he wasn't
line.
Like, yeah,
Such a gangster line.
He had a little smirk, but like he knew he was being a dick on purpose.
Arthur
like
Curry.
that's Batman.
I hear you talk to fish.
Yeah, like he's like,
when I first saw that in the trailer, I was like, "You son of a bitch, Bruce!"
Yeah, he's
What a
undermining.
dick move! What a
he's
fucking
undermining
dick
him,
move!
and that's Batman, man. And so I hope if they do change actors, they don't change the character. The character should stay the way
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is.
like, here's the thing. Here's my thought. If they're gonna do Flashpoint to reset,
right
now here's the problem: Suicide Squad is gonna come out before Flashpoint.
Right.
So does that happen after Flashpoint?
Well,
Are we just abandoning the timeline at this point?
I think we're just abandoning the timeline at this point.
I would like to not abandon the timeline because we also have something else that was set up. A couple things that were set up pretty hard.
Right.
You have the whole apocalypse thing.
Right.
You have the whole apocalypse.
Yeah, that was set up real hard.
Apocalypse, as in the domain of Darkseid.
Yeah.
The coming of Darkseid is a huge thing that's looming. Now, if you Flashpoint, obviously you can reset that timeline.
You could, yeah.
It seems like a wasted movie
but
at that point.
But it is a wasted movie, and on top
fine.
of that, you don't have to reset that because there's Apocalypse doesn't, or Darkseid doesn't have to be the next guy that comes in. He has plenty of people to send down to fuck with these guys.
Also my thought, right? There's a very interesting thing in the Marvel multiverse. There is one Mojoverse. Remember Mojo?
Yeah,
Big
Mojo,
fat dude, right? So
yeah.
the TV universe. There's one Mojoverse.
Okay.
Every time like an X-Men team or whoever gets kidnapped, they all regardless of which universe they're coming from, they all go to that Mojoverse. It could be an interesting take that there is only one Darkseid, one Apocalypse. So yeah, you reset the timeline, but you only reset the timeline on Earth.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's comic booky enough, and it's like throwawayable.
Yeah.
You could be like, oh yeah, they remember like having gone through this. Like,
right.
We defeated their guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then people are like, when did that happen?
Right.
And then it's like, then Flash is kind of like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You guys don't remember that.
Yeah.
My bad.
My bad.
Here's what happened. Quick breakdown.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that could be interesting. Plus, they had the Injustice League / Legion of Doom.
Right.
Ah, man, like that has such potential.
Yeah.
Like the Justice League, I think is it War where they square off against the Injustice League, where they all kind of pair off.
I think it's War. I feel like War might be when they fight Darkseid for the first time, though.
You're right. I'm thinking.
But I know which one you're talking about. Where they fight the other guys, the Owlman, and you're talking about those guys, right?
No. That's Crisis on Two Earths.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Well, actually, I might be thinking of the Tower of Babel story that they did. I think that was Doom, Justice League Doom.
Oh, maybe.
Where Batman's plans got stolen.
Yeah, maybe.
So that you could utilize that story. You could build off that and build the Legion of Doom into it because. Yeah. All these other characters have to be there. Cheetah has to be there. You have to have these bad guys. And I think you could build that into a really, really interesting story.
Well, speaking of, and I can actually kind of understand, so kind of going back to Flashpoint and Miller and talking about, him keeping his job, I can actually see why he would want that story to be dark. Because that is actually a pretty dark story.
Well, Flashpoint?
Yeah. Because if you watch, at least I'm basing it. I haven't read the comic.
He electrocutes himself.
Right, basing it off the animated series, though, or not series, but the animated movie of Flashpoint. Like there was nothing happy about the universe he went into. Like
in the animated movie, did he get lightning struck twice?
It was like it didn't work the first time or something like that. Yeah, and he was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like he was way
worse in the comics.
So he was fucked up, and that's why I'm like, okay, I can understand why he wouldn't want that to be lighthearted because that's not really and like Batman's dad is super dark in that fucking thing. Like he's not like we thought Bruce Wayne was dark.
Can you imagine him coming back as Bruce Wayne's dad?
Oh my god.
What the hell's his name? Madman guy.
Yeah.
Like super deep voice, square jaw, the fucking gods.
Yeah, right.
Like him coming
He
back
does
as
have
like
that. He does have that job.
him coming back as the fucking the Batman of the Flashpoint universe.
Dude, what if you just make him Bat? Oh, you can't. You already made him the dad. Fuck, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you can't. Well, I mean, he's older. He's older.
He is
you
older.
gotta have somebody young. I think.
But you do. That's
you
the
gotta,
mistake.
dude. I would 100% accept. Just spin it. Fuck it. Spin it out of the Gotham show. Like, I think they take this, like, we gotta keep shit separate too far.
Right.
I think they need to start relying more on that stuff.
Right.
If you see a big screen potential in, let's say there was no Cyborg in the Justice League movie.
Right.
And you were like, man, the Cyborg out of Doom Patrol is just insanely good.
Right.
How about we just bring him up to the big, literally. He on the show gets like you're invited to the Justice League.
Right.
And he's in the next Justice League movie.
Right. I'm
like,
saying.
all this stuff makes sense because then you could just say these are the individual books.
You know,
like, guess what? You could read Doom Patrol and never have to read Justice League.
I'm saying it right now. Are you ready? Hollywood's too stupid to be able to do that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's it. That's the only reason they're doing it is because they don't know how.
The only way... No, and I think...
Or they're too lazy to do it.
I was just watching something where the guy was talking about how you treat your audience on YouTube, right? Which is like a thing about doing videos on YouTube. And he said that he was working with a production company a long time ago, and he was told by the director,
right.
He said, the audience is stupid.
Right.
And that's why you gotta kind of keep shit simple.
Well, and here's the thing.
And to me, I'm like, I think that's bullshit.
Right.
I think the people who... You can write something that is, on the surface, simple.
Right.
And in reality, incredibly ridiculously deep.
I don't disagree with you. Here's the thing, though. I'm not saying the audience is stupid. That's not what I'm saying. However, I've seen plenty of times where I watch a movie, or I've heard plenty of times where I watch a movie and somebody's like, I don't get it. And I'm like... It wasn't that complicated.
Right.
It's not like there was a major twist. It wasn't Inception, motherfucker. It's
right.
not like, they fucked with your mind.
I saw
the
one time I experienced that was Arrival, and I can see where that can get confusing.
Right.
It is broken down.
Right.
But there's a lot of back and forth, redundant timelines.
And
she's talking to him in the past and the future. Like, that's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot.
And the other thing for me is, not everybody watches everything like we do. So even if we do know Cyborg from like Doom Patrol,
but that's the thing to me is you don't have to.
Right. So they just say,
like,
hey, this is Cyborg. You don't have to know that he's in Doom. Or even if you do know, you don't have to watch it because it doesn't, like, whatever he did in Doom Patrol doesn't. It's not relevant to
in most situations. In most situations, you read, let's say you read Green Arrow.
Right.
You could read all of Green Arrow.
Right.
And in most situations, you never have to read another book to understand what's going on.
Can we say this too, though?
Like,
can we say this too? Uncle Meter. Maybe they keep it simple to attract a larger audience. I mean, they definitely do.
I think that's where that's part of the whole concept is that like to kind of keep things simple for people. But I think you can write something that is simple on the surface,
right,
and in reality is so deep. Because they did this in Shazam, and this is not a huge, like, spoiler. They talk about, we picked a champion once, and he went crazy.
Can we...
There's so much depth to that. But it's like, hey, this thing happened, we fucked up, he killed my brothers and sisters, and that's why we're here now, and I'm the last one. And in reality, that's Black Adam, there's a lot of story there. But, like, if you don't know, that's a simple enough explanation.
Right.
We had it, we picked a champion, we picked a bad champion, he fucked us up.
Yeah.
Like...
but... Here's the thing. Here's. I do want to say this. And looking back, I loved. I loved the Justice League. I said to me it was just as fun as Thor Ragnarok. I enjoyed it just equally the same. Not the same. Like they have their differences, but I enjoyed them equally the same. But I do have to admit that Cyborg didn't look that good. The CG on Cyborg.
But I think part of
like that, you look at like if people try to say to me like, oh well, like you're trying to do a full robot body. I'm like, yeah, but Iron Man's in a full robot suit and looks good all the time.
I think it's because they did that whole like fractal thing where it's pieces. And I think he looked better at the end. But I think that was on purpose. I think that was on purpose to show him like coming into his own.
I hope so.
And will that matter now?
Right.
Are we gonna get the Cyborg movie?
Yeah.
Is it gonna have anything to do
I mean,
with
yeah,
the Justice League
that's
movie?
true. We haven't heard anything. I mean, right now we don't even know if we're getting Flashpoint. All we know is that Miller.
It's announced.
Yeah. All we know is that Miller's announced, or it is announced, and that he's trying to figure it out. But
yeah,
if shit goes wrong, it won't happen.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's announced, and I don't know that. I don't know that he's got. Let me see, DC Extended Universe movies. Yeah, there we go. Wikipedia, talk to me. So you got Shazam. So Birds of Prey is announced.
I mean,
although actually Birds of Prey is filming. I want to say Birds of Prey is filming, and is in fact maybe even done.
Dude, but they already have. Look at this. They already even have
February 7th. Yeah, it's done. It's 100% done.
Yeah.
It comes out February 7th next year.
But here's the thing: they already have Aquaman 2 set for 2021.
Yeah.
Or 2022.
So then you have no, it's 2022. So you have Birds of Prey next year. You have Wonder Woman.
But then again, you can't really trust Wikipedia that much.
So they're doing the same thing that they did with Suicide Squad. Director, screenwriter, and story by Matt Reeves. Although they are doing the same thing with Suicide Squad, but it's James Gunn, and he is way better at that than anybody else. So the Batman in 2021.
But here's my question: is James Gunn doing it now?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he signed on.
Well, I mean, I understand. But
was he going to break his contract?
Yeah, we've seen it happen all the time. We've seen directors sign up all the time and be like, "Peace out, sorry."
I guess. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but no, I don't think he would.
I mean, I don't
see a reason why.
I don't see. I mean, but if it conflicts with Guardians,
I think that there is no chance that there is a conflict because
I'm just saying
DC, I think, would have covered that base. They wouldn't have hired him back if this.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I hope not because I want to see. I would. Dude, James Gunn as the director for Suicide Squad, I'm sold.
Right.
Just hearing that.
Automatically, it's going to be a better movie.
Yeah,
no question in my mind.
Like, I'm sorry to the man that, I can't even remember his name right now, Fincher or something like that.
David Fincher.
Listen, I'm not saying you're a bad
director. I'm sorry,
David Ayer. I'm not saying you're a bad director. I'm just saying James Gunn is definitely a better director.
100%.
So, yeah, that's just
so Patty Jenkins is back.
Yes, Matt Reeves does have the full weight of Batman on him. I don't know.
I'm trying to think, what's he done?
We'll see. I mean, he's done the
Under Siege 2 Dark Territory. Not the best way to start a list.
No, not the best way, but he did do Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which was a fantastic movie.
That's fair. So, first Cloverfield, he was the director.
Yeah, he was.
I thought JJ directed that.
He was. Oh, I guess I didn't think he directed that. He was executive producer for 10 Cloverfield Lane and for yeah. For some reason I did.
And he was the director on.
Yeah, so he did the first Cloverfield and.
That's a lean list.
It is a lean list. But he's done.
Let's see what's he done on TV. Homicide, Felicity, Miracles, Conviction, The Passage.
I mean, you didn't like Felicity, but it was pretty popular.
Right. It says co-creator and showrunner with J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams with the fucking Felicity?
Dude, J.J. Abrams has a lot of fucking... His
crazy.
hand has been dipped in a lot of TV shows.
That's true. That's a really lean list for someone to get the Batman.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. You've had some great success.
But Dawn and War were really good.
Yeah, 100%. Dawn and War were fantastic films. Cloverfield, overall, even though it wasn't what I wanted out of it, it was still a good movie. Just not
Cloverfield was good. I haven't seen 10 Cloverfield or the
10 Cloverfield Lane was good, but I mean he was just an executive on that.
What was Let Me In?
Looks like a horror flick.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I mean, listen, if indication of just the Apes movies is what he can do, then I'll give.
And he did write those.
Yeah. So
he wrote War.
He wrote War, but regardless,
co-writer with Matt Bomba.
But here's the thing, I have full support for him. Just please don't fuck it up.
Hey, do me a favor. Do not fuck this up.
Do me a favor. Go over it 3 times if you have to.
Just like tweet at him. Just as a quick favor for me, please don't fuck up the Batman.
It's my boy. It's my boy. That's so the guys that wrote Spider-Man. He was in Bones. He was what's his name? He was Sweets. He was Sweets in Bones.
I legitimately don't know what you're talking about.
This guy here, over here, I think it's John Freitas. Yeah. He was Bone. Oh, he was in Bones. He was Sweets. Dr. Lance Sweets. Yeah.
Interesting.
In Bones. He died. They killed him off. Spoiler alert. But the show's over. So fuck you, whoever's spoiled by that. He did die, but he died because he wanted to go into writing. He wanted to write a bunch of movies.
That's cool.
And so he partnered up with a person to co-write. Yeah. So I think.
The PJs, Gina Davis Show, Good Morning Miami, Four Kings, and The New Adventures, something or other. So they're doing Flash.
But he's very, dude, I mean, like, here's the thing. He's a very passionate guy. You watch his interviews, you can tell the passion.
I like this. Look at the screenwriter stack. So them two.
Oh, yeah.
And Seth Graham Smith and Chris Brancato.
Oh, for sure, dude.
And John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein and Ezra Miller and Grant Morrison. Like, dang.
I mean, here's the thing. I think you work together. You get.
I think there's a way to get a
100%.
It's the fucking Flash,
dude. You got Miller. He has ideas. You got these guys. They have ideas. Put them fucking together. Work together. Mm-hmm. And make a badass movie. Stop fucking bitching like, oh, it's mine or nothing. Like, no, it's not just yours or nothing. Sit down, get together, make a fun movie. That's the point of, like, creativity, man. You get together with creative people and you make something awesome. Stop being fucking whining bitches.
Schedules to be released. Did they finish filming? Yeah, Birds of Prey, I'm super excited to see.
I'm interested.
That's one of my favorite... That's one of my favorite ongoing.
Wait, hold on. Why do they have the picture of the
Margot Robbie?
Yeah,
she's in it.
So are they keeping her as Harley Quinn?
I guess.
I'm all sorts of fucking. Yeah, you can't reboot a series. You can't reboot the Suicide Squad, but bring back the actors that were. Listen,
I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. If they replaced her, the next woman to play that role,
that's a bar.
Oh my God, you would be.
Better learn a high jump, bitch.
You better. You better be following Robbie all day, every day for the next year to know how she.
Principal photography began January 14th, 2019. It's expected to be completed by mid-April. So they're filming right now.
They're filming right now.
Listen, under the working title Fox Force 5.
Fox Force 5. Oh, boy.
Filming will also take place in Atlanta and Savannah. Let's find out when it's going to be in Atlanta and go there.
Yeah, right?
Just crash the set. What up?
What up? Listen, but though, I'm super stoked. I'm excited for this. I want to see how this comes out. Once again, I hope they just... I hope they took their time. I hope they really went over, the script, everything that, just to make it feel like... If it felt right, legitimately, genuinely, when they read that script over and over and they were like, fuck, this is good, that's what matters. Then you're going to make a good movie. If you rushed something and you were like, you know what, it's good.
Yeah.
There's a difference between fuck, that's good, and you know what, that's good.
Right.
Like, that's two different movies. So I hope they end up... Once again, I hope this for everything, for Birds of Prey, for Flash. Like, there's no reason why you can't get all these, like, three guys to sit down together and be like,
well, I mean,
there's a good movie here.
2, 4,
well, yeah.
6, there's 8 writers.
Well, there's
right
8,
now.
Right, but, like...
They're trying to figure it out.
There's no reason why you cannot make that happen. There's no reason why you cannot make that happen.
Kathy Yan. Let's see. What did Kathy Yan direct? That's the director for Birds of Prey. She did...
she's not. So she was
never
last
heard
night.
of that.
She
so
was
short films, documentary, short film.
Downriver.
Nope. Those are all short films. Nope. Never heard of them.
No.
So it's her first role, but that's it could be.
But
good.
that means nothing.
It's her first.
That means nothing.
No.
Look at the guy that did Thor. Like, he's never done a movie like that.
No, not of that scale.
Nailed it.
He killed it.
He destroyed that movie. Like,
so. Along with Aquaman 2, which is set for 2021 or 2022, like you said, it has no director attached yet. But they were like, almost $1 billion. Yes, another please.
Yes, please.
So here are the other ones that were in various stages of development.
I remember that.
Let's talk about what do you think is going to happen, right? Lobo. You think that's happening?
I would give that a 60% chance.
60% chance for logo. Justice
Not
League
happening.
Dark. Not okay. Just
dude,
0.
are you kidding me? Del Toro, he's already done. He's moved on. This shit's taking so long. That motherfucker's doing something else already.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro.
He doesn't have time for this shit.
Okay.
He's one of those guys that like, hey, it's either happening or it's not. If it's not, I got other shit to do because my mind won't shut the fuck up. I got to make some shit.
Yeah, that man is a creator.
Yeah, that's a creator, and at the end of the day, here's the thing. There's always a possibility, but for me right now, that's at best a 20. That's a 20% chance at best.
20% chance at best. Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
How about Cyborg?
It'll happen. It'll happen.
You think a Cyborg movie will happen?
I think they'll be dumb not to do it. I think you can do.
Here's my problem with a Cyborg.
Here's
movie.
the thing.
Because I've read Cyborg solo series.
Let me rephrase
and
that.
they're not that.
I was just gonna say. Let me rephrase that. Cyborg with Justice League, and Titans works. Cyborg on his own.
I think it's the same.
I think it shouldn't happen.
I think it's the same syndrome as the Hulk.
Yeah.
I think the Hulk works really well on a team in an ensemble.
I don't think it should happen.
I think the Hulk is not that fun to read by himself.
I hope they rethink that manpower. Here's the thing. The actor is a good actor. I want to see him do more. But I just don't see Cyborg having a good enough story to do a movie on his own.
Right.
And here's the other thing. I think, personally, it's not going to make the money. I don't think it would make the money if you release that solo. So I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling here. I don't think you would have that.
Right.
So
here's the next thing, and I want to read this right here. So Black Adam, they announced
Dwayne Johnson in fucking like 2014.
Was it 2014?
Yeah.
I thought it was I thought it was further back. So let's say
it's 5 years, man.
2014, they announced him to play Black Adam, right?
Yeah.
Well, they announced him to play something, but they didn't clarify it for a while. Eventually, it was Black Adam.
Yeah, he 100% confirmed it.
Then it was like delayed and blah 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 blah. So apparently, by February 2019, the script was nearly finished, and $70 production searching for
$7 production.
$7 production searching for a director. What's their main thing? What have they done?
Well, that's Dwayne's production company.
The plot will involve Carter Hall Hawkman, Albert Rothstein Atom Smasher, and Courtney Whitmore Stargirl, which makes me believe that movie will happen in the 20s.
Whatever. I mean,
that's a Justice Society movie.
Whatever, man.
And if they sneak in a Justice Society movie, I'm gonna be happy about that.
Bro, listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Dwayne Johnson. One, he is somebody I 100% like. If anybody asked me like, who do you look up to, I'd say Dwayne Johnson.
Sure.
Why? Because that motherfucker has nothing but pure passion for what he does. Nothing but pure just energy for it. And when you have somebody behind that with other great people in the industry, bro, you're gonna make a good fucking movie. Like, I understand, like, this is, people would laugh at it, but like, you look at Hobbs and Shaw, right? We looked at Fast and the Furious. When he came in, he changed it. I don't give a shit what anybody says. When he came in, that series changed. Period. That series changed.
You don't think it changed in 4 first?
No. The charisma, as soon as he brought that charisma on screen, that series changed to what it was.
I feel like 4 was the one that changed.
No, 4 still had that old feel to it, man. When he came in, when he made that serious, when he made dude, I'm telling you, everything changed in the next movie. In the next movie is where everything started changing. And dude, you look at Hobbs and Shaw, just the trailers alone look entertaining as fuck.
Right.
It just looks like tons of fun. Like, I think when he went, and he even says it, you look at anything he talks about that movie, he says ever since he was announced for Fast and Furious, that was the plan, was to take this character to this further point where he has his own series and we're doing a bunch of fun things, and he was involved in it.
Right.
And so you talk about another guy, that kind of mentality, that kind of person, that kind of drive, and you toss him into something like Black Adam and maybe set it in an old fucking era. Holy shit.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a great movie.
I mean, either way.
They're talking about it's supposed to start filming sometime between this year and next year.
Yeah.
Late this year, early next year. So,
and I'll assure you
if
this.
they do it, if they start it,
Yeah.
if they start it on time, I'm excited to see it.
And I assure you this, I promise you this. once they start filming, pay attention to Dwayne's fucking Instagram because that motherfucker is gonna post everything. Like, he's not gonna give out away, but he always, when he's on set, he's talking to the camera. He's showing off his directors, his co-workers, everything. He's always having fun. He's showing you
The man
what
knows
they're
how to
doing.
social media.
The man knows how to like keep you interested. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait
So
for
that's
that.
100%.
That's 100%. There's no
I don't know.
way
I don't know
that
why
shit's
it's on this list and not the full slate. Justice League sequel. What is the possibility? Though Ben Affleck will not play Batman in Matt Reeves' film, he's still signed on to reprise the role for the Justice League.
Which
sequel.
makes sense.
So,
But then again,
now I'm thinking again.
but we've heard that
Is
Matt Reeves.
Flash gonna happen?
But
Right, Matt Reeves might just be a prequel.
But that's what we're saying.
And is the
It's
Flash
a
thing
prequel.
gonna? Now here's my thing: the possibility.
Right.
No, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say if Flashpoint just reverses time, 5 years or whatever, 10 years, to just like to an earlier time.
But that still won't make sense because Superman wouldn't have been.
I mean, you know, yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't. But I guess if it reverses time and changes the history of time,
Yeah.
that Superman became Superman earlier.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I would like them to do this movie.
Yeah,
but I think in reality,
I think this has
30%.
No, I think I'll give it 70%, but we'll see how everything plays out with. Here's the thing: they don't do this movie, they're pissing me off.
Right.
Because this movie needs to happen.
Right.
Because all the shit they teased in all the other movies, you don't fucking take this away.
Right.
You're a fucking shit company if you take that away. So
I agree.
So
I
you know,
agree.
to me, here's the thing: the next one, Green Lantern Corps, I want 100% this to happen. Everything that's been said, it's 100% happening. I just pray to fucking God they don't fuck it up and somehow. Not
I
happen.
think it does. I think that movie can happen regardless of what they do with the rest of the universe.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think a Green Lantern Corps movie shouldn't happen on Earth.
No, absolutely not.
I think you can say whatever the universe's history is,
Yeah.
whatever if you change
I
it,
think-
whatever.
I think-
no matter what
I think
happens,
that-
Hal Jordan became Green
Bro.
Lantern and fucking left.
Bro, that movie right there, the whole time you're in space, and the human that is whoever is at that time, whoever's the main human that's helping in the Green Lantern Corps at the time in space, you see him at the end of the movie come to Earth and say sup to the Justice League.
Easy, and it doesn't matter what the Justice League composition is.
Doesn't matter.
My thing is, you can easily just say Hal Jordan got the ring.
Right.
He fucking left.
Yeah.
At some point, he was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this shit is super hard."
100%.
Sent out another ring.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner
Yeah.
left. They fucking left
Yeah,
because
for sure.
there is the universe to protect.
Yeah.
Like, to me, a lot of shit in Green Lantern. Granted, I will say in the New 52 books, a lot of it did end up happening in space.
Right.
There were a couple stories where like some of them came back or whatever, but like most of it happened in space. I think keeping Green Lantern on Earth is foolhardy because he's supposed to patrol the whole sector. He's a cop.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a cop in your neighborhood
No,
and
I
he only
understand,
stood outside
yeah.
your house.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, that's the thing. I think the mistake here is to take what you see happening with Green Lantern with the Justice League and Green Lantern on his own.
Right.
Green Lantern on his own doesn't matter about Earth. He matters about the whole sector.
Right.
When he's with the Justice League, sure, he's protecting Earth or whatever great danger there is. But that's just that particular series. That's not all of Green Lantern. Green Lantern has to be in space. Do not make Green Lantern on Earth. I'm telling you, that's a mistake.
The best parts of the Green Lantern movie, the Ryan Reynolds one, were when he was, on
in
Ola,
space.
when he was
Yeah,
training.
100%.
Best parts.
100% best
So
parts.
I think you could just cut those parts out, fit him in there.
Yeah.
Fucking cast him as Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I don't even give a shit.
Bring him back. I know he's made fun of the movie, but fuck it, bring him back.
I don't even give a
Bring
shit.
him back. Say he's Hal Jordan. He's been in space. He's been
Yeah.
fucking helping out. Now he's
Yeah.
helping out with this green. Yeah, bring him back. Fuck it, let's do it, man.
Man of Steel sequel. Is this happening?
Yeah,
It's-
100% it's happening. Henry Cavill said it's going to happen. It's just they're not sure when it's going to happen because they want to introduce everything else. They want to make all these other movies. Even he's okay with it. He's said it multiple times. Like, the
getting
movie's
old though, man.
No, dude, he's in his 30s. Get the fuck out of here. He's getting
No,
old.
he's not.
He's in his 30s. He's my age, bro.
Stop
Get
it.
the fuck out of here, bro.
Stop it.
I'm telling you, man. That's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's got plenty of time to play that character. There's nothing that needs to change. He said it. He said,
Oh my God, he's just like a few months older than me.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's not that old. He's a very manly man. He's a
bros bro.
He's a bros bro, man. He's
All right, so it's happening.
It's gonna happen. It's just
right.
whenever the fuck it happens.
Is Booster Gold happening?
Here's the thing. You know more about that story than I do.
Booster
But
Gold,
the little that I know,
Smallville.
right? The little I know.
That's basically accurate. Like, future dude decides he doesn't like the future, steals a Legion flight ring and a armored suit.
I feel like
goes back in time.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's like if we were in the future and you stole an Iron Man costume and went back in time.
I feel like a Booster Gold movie is a Justice League movie.
I feel like Booster Gold is not good for a movie.
A Solo.
I just don't think he's good for movies.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Just by his nature, brings along so much convolution and connectivity and timelines. I think you bring Booster Gold into the Arrowverse, that fits 100%.
Described as a buddy cop film. Here's the thing.
Yeah, with the Blue Beetle, and I get that, but like,
here's the thing.
Even
if you
then, that's
let me put it this way.
It limits the character.
If you cannot do it in a good fashion where we're gonna have fun watching it,
and that's the only way you can do
don't
this
do
character.
it.
This character can only be fun.
Don't do it if you can't do that.
Right.
Otherwise, if you can somehow pull that out, then cool. I would love to see like a buddy cop superhero movie. If it's fun, it reminds me maybe of shit like Beverly Hills Cop, but with superheroes. Like, it's fun, it's edgy, it's
yeah.
If you can do that, if you can make that fun, that would be different than most superhero movies that we've had. There would be a little bit of a difference there.
Right.
If you can make that feel that way. If not, forget it. There's no point.
Gotham City Sirens. Now, this is basically every fanboy's wet dream.
Of course it has.
Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Catwoman as a movie.
Here's the thing. Once again,
three attractive women in skin tight outfits.
We've said that Robbie is a great Harley Quinn, so I think she could do a great job. Depending who they cast as Catwoman and Poison Ivy, I think you could have a pretty fun movie here.
It says, despite a busy production schedule and other projects, David Ayer has continued to work on the film. Please don't.
Please don't. Here's the thing.
Oh, the Deadshot. They were going to do a Deadshot. No.
So here's the thing.
By September 2018, Will Smith confirmed he reprised his role from Suicide Squad.
Well, we know that's no longer true.
For Deadshot.
So that's, we can, like...
So that's 100% no.
If we want to go ahead and edit that out and help them out there, because
also he's been recast.
He's been recast.
Nightwing.
Nightwing can be a movie on its own.
So, but I feel like in that you have to deal with a lot of the Batman story.
You just have to tell a lot of a story. So here's the thing.
You have to say like, hey, I was Robin.
Matt Reeves. You want to make a good Batman, the Batman? You need to include a lot.
I mean, if it's gonna be a prequel, you gotta have a Robin at the end.
Everything.
And it's gotta be Dick.
Here's the thing. It has to be Dick. It has to be Dick if you want Nightwing.
And it's.
But here's the thing.
And if you do a Nightwing, you have to talk about the fact that Jason died.
But here's the thing. Yes, I think the way you do the movie is it's a prequel, and you have flashes. You have flashes of how he brought Robin in. No Robin at the end. Robin's there. You have flashes why that kid's there. You have flashes Jason Todd died. You do that, you got a good movie. But you have to do it right.
But you're talking about in Batman.
In the Batman.
Well, I mean, like, Jason Todd is the second Robin.
I understand.
He would have to come in at the end.
Oh, maybe. I guess, yeah. Introduce. That's fine. Do that.
Dick leaves.
That's fine.
The Batman.
In the Batman, do that.
Post credit scene. Post credit scene is Batman like turning a corner after just stopping some dude.
Watching a kid rob him.
Watching a kid, because that's what happened in the comics, right? He was trying to jack the tires off the Batmobile. Yeah. So he just sees this kid like trying to jack up the Batmobile, and he just kind of like stares at him, and that's where you cut.
Yeah, do it.
That's all you have to
do. It. Like, then that explains the suit that he looked at with all the Joker ha in there. That explains how Dick was there and how he no longer is there, and now is Nightwing. You do it right.
So, Batgirl was another very interesting thing for me.
It's interesting. Here's the thing: you can do it.
I liked when Whedon was on board. I don't like that he left.
That's what I was just gonna say. And a little scares me if, for some reason, you lost a man that's I don't know, which a lot of people would say is a pretty good director for,
especially for a
female-led
action.
Right. So it's a little worrisome that you couldn't keep Whedon, a man that clearly can make. Let's put it this way: clearly can make superhero movies. So
right.
I hope it happens. I hope it happens good.
I think it's very difficult for me to accept a Batgirl movie if you do not establish a Nightwing.
That's true.
Robin.
That's true. You'd have to establish
like to just be like, there was Batman, and also there was Batgirl.
Right. Exactly. Like, it's just goes.
There's
into,
context. There's a whole lot of context.
It just goes into
a lot, and that's
the
the thing. A lot of the DC universe is.
Well, here's the thing.
It's always compared to the Greek pantheon for a reason, because everything is generational,
right.
Everything is related.
Sure.
Like, everything relies on the other stuff.
In Batman v Superman, they have already established that he's had sidekicks.
A sidekick.
One that died.
And it's not hard to, like, make the stretch of, like, there were others.
There were others, right. So, in the sense, like, we can assume that he's had multiple sidekicks. However, you still need to figure out how to show her before you just give her her own movie.
Yeah.
You have to, like...
I mean, you don't.
You don't. You could... But that's... Here's the thing. You don't. But you have to then show Bruce/Batman on a quick clip of her talking to him or seeing him. Like you do. It has to be.
Well, here's the thing. I think you don't, because in the animated series, and I don't know how much so in the comics, because I've never read like the first time they met. Right. But in the animated series, it's very much like I'm gonna do this,
right?
And I'm gonna take on this role, not like to work with him just because it's needed,
right? And
I think it was like a situation where like Batman wasn't around for a few days or whatever. So she like puts on the suit from the evidence lockup, and I think you could go down that route of just like, this is a symbol that's already feared. I'm gonna just kind of adopt that to myself and do my own thing.
I guess you could do that.
Because even in the old 50s show, that was not like they didn't know who she was. She didn't know who they were.
That is true. That is true. So I mean, I guess you could. Here's the thing. I think it has about a 70% chance of happening. The reason I'm not giving it a full 100 is because of what happened with Joss Whedon. Like, he was on board. Yeah. I was excited when I heard he was on board, and then he left. And that's just weird.
The main problem I'm seeing primarily with the DC movies is kind of the same problem I have with Titans. It feels like they were just like, let's do this. And they put out a movie, and they put out another one, and then they're kind of like, the fuck are we doing? Like, where are we going with this?
It does appear to be.
Because like they had an idea, and they're like, we can't do that. Like, people don't like it.
I agree. That does appear
that's
to be
definitely what, like, and we talked about this. Titans feels very much like halfway through the season, they're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, Doom Patrol.
Where are we going with this?
Doom Patrol is on point, but Titans clearly was, like, not there. They didn't have a concrete what they were going to do.
Right, it was like, we have these bad guys. That's not a bad guy. That's not a bad guy either. Like,
no, exactly. So, we got Harley Quinn and Joker.
I don't want that movie. I have no interest in that movie.
Here's the thing.
We're going to have the Joker movie now. That movie is not related to the DC extended universe.
Which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. Perfectly fine with that.
I just don't want that. Like, if it's the Harley Quinn and Joker from...
No.
I don't want that movie.
No,
I have no interest in it. I have no interest in a movie where the Joker is affectionate towards Harley.
However, you take the animated series where Batman and Superman teamed up for the first time and they faced off against Harley, Joker, and Lex.
Yep.
You make that on the big screen and you call it Harley Quinn and Joker.
Play it from the other end.
Ooh,
yeah, that could be nasty. That could be nasty.
Then I'll take it.
That could be nasty.
Then I'll take it. But none of this love story bullshit, because Joker don't fucking love nobody.
Yeah,
even himself. He doesn't give a shit about himself either.
No.
He'll die right fucking there to make a point.
Deathstroke as a movie.
Here's the thing. Deathstroke is a very interesting character in the sense of that he's a lot like Batman in, being that badass human being, right? The martial artist, the combat guy, the fucking on point shit. Even the way he thinks, strategically.
Well, he's enhanced,
right? Well, he is enhanced.
He's enhanced.
Right.
His crew is enhanced,
right?
Now, I don't know if after the rebirth thing they fixed the whole thing, because in New 52 when they merged the Wildstorm universe in it, what was called Team 7 in
Sure.
the Wildstorm universe became part of
I
the
got you.
original,
I got you.
like the OG squad. So like Grifter,
Right.
Deathstroke, Amanda
Yeah.
Waller, they were all like in the same squad.
No, I got
they
you.
all went out on the same mission.
Yeah.
And like they all got like powers
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, no, I got it. So here's the thing. Once again, actually, real quick, Harley Quinn Joker film, that's a tough one. That's a 50-50 for me for percentage-wise.
20 for me.
Deathstroke, here's the thing. If, once again, it just goes back on how you do the movie. Like, me thinking about it right now, can you do it? You can. Can you tell a story about Deathstroke and how he became? You can. Will it make a good movie where you make... Here's the thing. One, it has to be a low-budget movie. Under 100 mil. At most 100 mil. At most. Not even, man.
No, here's the thing.
I think
the,
at
the
most
great,
80. I think
the
at
great
most 80.
thing with that is I think you can get... Granted, they have a decent actor already
I think,
picked out.
they do.
Stick
Yeah,
with
yeah.
him.
I think that's a 50 mil movie.
I think 50.
I think
I think
that's
you
a
can do it for
50
50 mil because...
Because it doesn't need CG.
Dude, it's all assassins.
Yeah,
it's all assassins.
And you don't need CG. Sure, here and there where maybe he jumps off like some ridiculous shit, but
simple shit.
But simple shit. But outside of that, like Superman ain't gonna be there. You ain't gonna have crazy ass aliens.
You don't need Batman. You don't need any of these characters.
Yeah, like
I think Deathstroke the comic, the individually Deathstroke comic,
Right.
where he's not like trying to fight the
Yeah.
Teen Titans and all that. It's very much just like contract work.
Yeah,
his
contract.
whole thing, his whole
And I'm okay
mentality
with it.
is executing
Yeah.
the job, and that's
And I'm okay
his whole
with
thing.
that.
He never shows weakness,
Right.
Until Rob Liefeld started writing it, and then the first issue that he wrote it,
Right.
he showed weakness.
Right.
That was weird to me.
Here's the thing. I'm okay with it. If you make it something like that, you make it a 50 mil movie. I say then it has a great chance of having, I'd say even 80% to 100%. If you make it a 50 mil movie, don't make it something it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, you can't do this can't have 150 mil budget.
No.
This can't.
That would be dumb. That would be idiotic with that
50,
kind of budget.
50 or less
50,
if you can do
yeah,
it.
100%. Get
Like
the fuck out
under
of here.
50 is the
That
way
could
to
be
go.
a fun assassin movie that
Dude,
just-
it could be John Wick with a fucking mask.
yeah, exactly.
John Wick with a mask.
Yeah.
Because he's got like a couple other like
you
mercenary bad guys that have powers.
You throw out names. You can hear names like he hears the name Batman or something like that. You can throw that in. You don't have to see that shit. You can just throw it in.
Dude, think about it this way.
Or at the end,
think about it this way.
Or at the end, guess who's researching on Batman?
Not even that, dude. Not even that. Very, very simple kind of throwaway line. He comes in to kill a dude, dead the lights, and everyone's like, "What's going on? Is it Batman?" And he just comes in worse.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. 100%. 100%.
New gods, and that's gonna be the apocalypse, like the big,
Right.
big sprawling. That's almost entirely CG. Like
That's gonna be that's gonna be.
I don't think this comes out.
I don't. Here's the
I
thing.
think 10%. I think it's too big.
I
think it's too big
here's-
for the status of the universe
Here's
now.
the thing.
10 years from now, when they're
Here's
like
the thing.
rebuilt, maybe.
Here's the thing. 10%. Here's the even coming out in 2030, it's still 10% because right now we have no fucking idea what DC and WB is doing.
Yeah.
We don't fucking know. Like they're so in the air right now with.
And that's
rebooting
more so not
Suicide-
because we're not informed. It's
No,
because
it's just
they don't know.
they don't know. So, oh, we're rebooting Suicide Squad. Oh, Ben Affleck is going to be Batman, but not going to be Batman. Oh, Miller might not be the Flash if this doesn't happen. Like, get the fuck out of here. So, like, New Gods, something that will require probably $250 million worth of CG. Like, no. That's a 10% movie. Get the fuck out of here. Let's move on.
Joker obviously is happening.
Joker has happened.
Supergirl, I don't think they're gonna do a movie.
Oh, they're talking about Joker film in the sense of Leto Joker film. No, that movie's not happening.
Oh no, fuck out of here.
No, that movie's not happening because
Leto will also be involved with hiring the film's production crew. Fuck out of here.
Leto's not even the Joker anymore, so get the fuck out of here.
I don't think they're doing a Supergirl movie. I think the way Supergirl should be written and the way they would want to write the Supergirl are two different things.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think the way they would want to present it
If you
is
do-
like I think the only way they would make a movie is if they follow the New 52 story,
Right.
in which she was like very standoffish to Superman. She wanted to have nothing to do with him until like she figured out that like he wasn't some fucking clone. Like there was a lot of
I
weirdness.
I got you.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. To me, if you do Supergirl, here's the thing. Percentage-wise, so Jared Leto's Joker, 0%. He's not even going to be Joker anymore. I guarantee you that. Supergirl,
I'd max give it 30.
I give it a 40%. And if you do it, do not give her a goddamn skirt. I will slap the living
100%.
shit out of everybody.
Look at the Smallville season 11, season 12 design for Supergirl, and just do that. No one's gonna be mad about it.
Nobody's gonna be. I mean, here's the thing: are people gonna throw a fit? Sure. Who the fuck cares? Do not give her a skirt. It doesn't make fucking.
She's
sense.
got this like Neo cape where it like flares at the bottom, or a Neo jacket rather.
Blue Beetle, 0% because it just doesn't make sense. Throw him in with the earlier conversation and we're good to go. Plastic Man, hell no.
Fuck no, dude.
That
Seriously, I can't even believe that was a thing.
That's a dumb comedy action. I don't give a shit. No Plastic Man. Wonder Woman
obviously
sequel,
happened.
obviously. The Trench.
That's the spin-off of the bad
Aquaman
guys. That's the bad guys. The Trench is the evil kingdom, the fish mouth people.
10%. I'm done. Let's go.
Stop it.
No, get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Get the fuck out.
All right.
Final.
Terrible
transition. First one was, you gotta admit, the first transition was
excellent
amazing,
transition.
But you know,
Uncle
this
Peter,
was
you missed the transition.
It was a pretty solid transition. But listen, but this last transition, it's a little tough because it's off topic from movies.
Yeah. So,
but it is.
Today,
entertainment because it's gaming. It's
gaming.
Games have stories.
Today, Apple announced that they are launching a TV service. Yeah. It was news to just about nobody. Everybody's been talking about it for weeks.
Of course.
So basically, they're having their own streaming service.
I mean, can we say this? Are we really surprised though?
No, they're gonna dip their hands.
I mean,
into
you're telling me, DC
as many pies as they can get.
Oh, DC has a streaming service. Oh, Disney's coming out with a Disney streaming service. Oh, Netflix a thing, Hulu's a thing. Oh, you think Apple at some point was not like, oh, we're gonna release a streaming service? Like,
yeah. When they put out the Apple TV app, I was like, there's no reason for this unless you're gonna have
100%. None.
Yeah. So 100%. That kind of brought me back to the concept that people have been talking about for weeks. Is this new streaming service, the game streaming service from Google called Stadia.
I heard about it.
I talked about in my 2018 CES
roundup. Yeah, because somebody else was doing
Shadow.
Yeah.
Game Shadow, I think it was called. So again, it's a box you buy, and basically it streams
everything
HD, 4K, 140 frames per second,
100%.
Whatever, it streams the best of everything, but you don't have to buy a $3,000 computer.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy a $300 to $500 box.
But here's my question: $300 to $500 box, plus on top of that, you're paying a subscription base. At some point.
Plus, you're paying at least. I mean, realistically, if you want 4K, you're paying $100 at least for internet.
At least. So to me, it's like at some point, isn't it just better off having a computer system?
At some point, I would think you just buy a fucking computer.
I mean, I get it. Some people don't have strong computer systems, and so they have to do this option for now. But like at some point, also, those people are going to be like, how much I spend for this shit? I might as well just make a computer.
Right, and that's really where it comes down. And it even goes into...
It is nickel and dime.
It's 100% nickel.
It's 100%.
So here's
you're 100% right.
To a point. Look at it this way. When I moved in here, I went to Comcast and I said, I want the fastest internet you can give me.
Yeah.
At the time, they would only give me $150 down if I bought the triple play.
The triple play. You had the phone, the TV.
What's up, Pig Stand? Which meant 250 channels of TV I don't watch. Yeah. So you have to buy 250 channels to get any channels.
On top of that, have phone.
Yeah. Because I've asked them before. I'm like, guys, I watch Discovery. Yeah. I watch Comedy Central.
Right.
Cartoon Network.
Right.
They're like, well, we can't really do that. So then, fine. I guess I'll have the 150 channel lineup to get those three things that I watch. So to a point, streaming gives you the option of getting what you want. Like I pay $6 a month for CBS. Yeah. I will pay for that forever because I want to watch NCIS and I watch Star Trek.
But we both agree there are limits to how much we'll pay.
Yeah, because Netflix just went up another $2 or whatever. Yeah. We talked about this. You have internet access only, and I get that. Like I would also do that when my wife started watching TV. I canceled the phone.
Yeah.
And I would have canceled the TV, but she started watching TV,
Yeah.
so fuck it, like let her have it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I would totally also just get internet only. But the problem with that is, then again, you're still paying for the internet.
Yeah.
So on top of the internet, you're paying right now at $12 for Netflix.
Right.
I'm paying another $8 for DC.
Right.
I'm paying $6 for CBS All Access. Right. It adds up pretty fucking quickly.
It adds up a lot, man.
And but the difference is, if I was doing that through cable, like I can buy HBO Go for $30 a month.
Which is also the same, you can buy it on cable.
Right, but to get HBO, you have to have the $100 cable subscription.
Right.
I can't just get internet and be like, let me get HBO.
Yeah.
Just HBO.
But you can. You can get it off their website. And you can get it off of...
I know, but I'm saying like through Comcast.
Right, but through Comcast, you have to have... Right.
Yeah, you have to have a...
Yeah.
So the 125 channel package plus HBO.
Yeah, 100%. So like, I mean, here's
it's options for people who don't want to fuck. Like, if you don't need fucking C-SPAN and like MTV3, like you don't need all those channels that come with like the 150 channel.
They do all these packages, but you can't pick what you want. Yeah,
right.
You're 100% right.
Right. That's why I liked when I was looking. I worked at Staples for a long time, and they sold Dish.
Yeah.
So not there's Dish, and what's the other one? Direct, yeah, not Direct. They sold Dish. Dish, you almost could pick like exactly what you want.
Yeah.
They had like 4 or 5 different brackets, and it was like you can just get the small bracket of just these few channels. Like you had a little more flexibility, but I was like, this is where it needs to go. I need to be able to say I want fucking Cartoon Network, this, that, and the other thing. And that's it. Game over.
I'm almost certain. Well, here's the thing. There is a lot of other shows.
There is HughesNet, but HughesNet is only available in certain areas, just like Comcast. Comcast isn't available everywhere.
Yeah.
And also here, I have Comcast and AT&T. I don't have Google Fiber option.
No, we don't have Google Fiber. Verizon.
I don't have HughesNet. I don't
Verizon.
have. Down the street, you can get Warner Media.
Wow.
I can.
You can get Wow, but that's in Naperville. We can't get it. We don't have it in Carroll Street. Yeah.
Especially in the Chicago area, it's so... the territory is so carved out by Comcast that... did you hear? Google just abandoned one of their trial cities. Yeah. They were putting in fiber in one of their cities, and they abandoned it because it wasn't making enough money, I guess. And that's the other thing is like, Google can only bring fiber to everyone if they decide to fucking bring fiber to everyone.
I agree. And dude, they offer the best package, period. For the money, their package is insane.
And the speed is ridiculous.
Insane.
I mean, 1,000 up and down?
Yeah.
1,000.
Absurd. Unlimited.
That's a movie.
Unlimited recording of shows.
Yeah. I mean...
It's insane.
But guess what? Like, to get a little bit conspiracy theory... Does that mean that Google then gets to know all your watching habits and knows like how to target ads?
I don't give a shit about watching habits. Dude, yes, give me commercials on the shit I watch. Don't give me commercials on the shit I don't care about.
Right? I don't care.
Yes, Google, you can have my watching data if you give me fiber.
Yeah, I don't care about American Housewives or whatever the fuck it's called. Like. Don't show me commercials for that ever on any channel.
I'd love to see Google Fiber take over because their pricing for their package is, dude, way better.
Right.
Miles better.
But I think we fall into that package situation, right? And then sometimes not all the packages are there. Like Dish for a long time didn't have AMC or DirecTV.
DirecTV, and their answer was people don't care about it.
Right, and then it was like, and then The Walking Dead had to put on a fucking thing for like, hey, if you're a DirecTV customer, tell them you want AMC.
Yeah.
It's a very, I don't know, TV as a broadcasting service is very, very interesting to me as a platform. Yeah. But that's why I like having the options. I like paying, although even though with my CBS All Access, for some reason, NCIS Los Angeles is licensing.
It's a weird one.
The licensing is weird, so you can't watch it after the season's done. But otherwise, like, I can watch any of the 15 fucking seasons of NCIS. I can watch any Star Trek ever. Like, it's all there for me. And
it is.
Then I don't have to worry about it if it's on Netflix this month or not. Like,
but
there is like those things like Netflix and Hulu. Those are contracts. Yeah. Whereas I'm okay going directly to the creator of the property.
Right.
If that just means I can always have it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, to
like,
me,
I'll pay CBS until I can't get to Star Trek.
No, 100%. But to me, once again, it does also play into You know, there's a limit to how much I want to pay. Because,
Yes.
yeah, sure, like Netflix, yeah, you're great. You're offering a bunch of content, not only other people's content, but you're creating your own.
Original
but listen,
content.
but at the same time, $20 a month starts getting expensive.
Yeah, so we talked about this. If it hits 20, we're gonna start sharing along.
Yeah, 100%.
You can eat a dick, Netflix.
Yeah, no, there's no fucking way I'm paying 20 on my own. Like
20 is
I
too
get it.
much,
I get
man.
it. You got to make your money, but you're doing something wrong, man. You got a lot of subscribers paying at that much. You're still doing something wrong. That's monthly too.
And you know, and like right, and like, is it the profit margin? Are you spending too much money on original content?
Right.
What is happening?
Where you at?
Because I was watching something, I think it was like a Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking to some dude, and this guy's like, they're $4 billion in debt.
That just doesn't make sense.
And I was like, how the hell are they $4
That just
billion
doesn't
in
make
debt?
sense.
Like
The company,
billion,
dude. That's
incomprehensible number.
That doesn't make sense because at that point, at that number, you have to file bankruptcy.
I don't know. So I don't know how accurate that is, but like, if they are, and that's why they're raising prices, like, because I mean I think Movie Pass was a very interesting microcosm of like a subscription service, kind of trying to figure out what the fuck to do.
Figure out.
Because it was very much like, here's how much it is, and at first, like, dude, I didn't hear about it when it was $30.
Yeah.
Because it was $30 originally.
Right.
And people used it.
Right.
They got it.
Right.
And then they were like, well, let's expand our base. Let's lower the price.
Right.
And we signed up. A bunch of people signed up. But then as soon as people signed up, they started using
changed.
it.
Yeah.
Because $10 a month,
yeah,
you're going to see all the movies you can.
100%.
I will find a fucking way to go see
100%.
movies. And they started changing it. And then it was specific, then it wasn't $10. And it was specific movies. Then by the time our year was up, we did the math. We saved about $150.
Oh, 100%.
So I was fine with that. But then it became like, you can't go see these movies at this theater, unless it's this day, and then it's only 5 movies, not even all the movies that are out, not the newest movies. Yeah. Like, I think that's a very interesting. So I think I'm kind of afraid that that's what Netflix is having to do, trying to figure out where that price point is, where they're going to make money and still be able to produce this stuff. Because here's the thing, for them, a Umbrella Academy, because it has such great word of mouth, good investment.
Yeah, good investment.
But I feel like I'm talking to people that already had Netflix.
Yeah.
I've never convinced someone to get Netflix because of anything.
Agreed.
And I feel like they're at a saturation point.
Yeah.
So now, for me, personally, I would say, don't create any more new content.
Right.
Or at least not that much.
Right.
'Cause I feel like every fucking week they come out with a new series.
There's so much.
Ben and Corey were telling me that the new Love something and Robots.
Yeah.
Love, Death, and
Love,
Robots.
Death, and Robots, yeah.
They're like, it's great. They're only like 5-10 minute episodes. Like,
because they're a mixture. It's not like the same thing. It's a different story every time. It's almost like
it's like one movie.
Yeah.
But there's like 15 episodes.
Yeah.
And thanks for the follow, Big Sam. This will be up on T3G Tangents on YouTube for sure. Check it out.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
It's very I don't know. I would be okay if like every 6 months a new show came out. I don't need 3 shows to debut within 3 months of each other.
Here's the thing. I think the problem is, okay, so they want to get into this category of making their own content. Great. Well, here's a problem.
At some point, they're gonna have to support ads.
I don't want ads. So,
I get that. I get that. But like, I feel like at some point they're going to have an ad-supported product.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was.
They're gonna have to have like, this episode is brought to you by, like, right at the beginning.
Right.
I don't mean like mid-episode.
No mid-episode bullshit. You do that, I'm done. I'm not paying any of your price. But here's the thing.
I'll put this online. I will bootleg that shit.
But you do what HBO does, where they literally give you, in the beginning, they give you an ad.
Right.
And then they do the episode, and at the end, that's fine. Now, who's
I didn't know. I thought HBO was ad-free.
They are, but before the, like, if you're watching the actual channel before the episodes start, there's an ad there. You watch the whole episode, and then there's ads after it.
Yeah.
And then the next thing starts, whatever is scheduled.
Sure.
So because there's no ads in the middle, so
Subscriptions plus ads would be a turnoff for lots of people. 100%.
Well, that's why I canceled Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu for me.
Canceled Hulu because
at
literally
$7, Hulu has ads.
Yeah.
And at 14, they don't.
No, at 14 it says there might be slight ads. There might be some ads.
Right.
So it's not even like it's fully gone. I'm sitting there, I'm like,
but that's, I think, again, because, but I think the difference there is, granted, now they are also doing original content, but with Hulu, there was no original content.
There wasn't, no.
It was, we're just licensing the people's shit.
Yeah,
but then everybody else is like, we're hyped to this, we're going to make our own. That's why you have an FX
well,
now and all that stuff.
my other problem with Hulu is that they only provide you the current season. So anything you want to watch beforehand,
you have to buy the DVD.
you have to buy it, or however else you want to get that.
Right.
So it's like, well, I don't care for the current season. That's the problem. I need to catch up.
Right.
And the current season is irrelevant. So that's irrelevant to me. I'm not going to pay you for something I can watch on TV.
Oh, dude. Speaking of streaming, Uncle Peter, I just randomly tripped on this the other day. If you go to IMDb, you could watch shows for free.
Can I catch up on fucking...
They have a bunch, not everything, but they have a bunch of shit that's on IMDb. I
did see they were doing something like that, but
I was scrolling around.
Can I catch up?
Yeah, it's the whole series.
Listen,
For instance,
listen, I'm trying to say something. Can I catch up?
I
catch up on what's his name?
I don't know what you're
The
talking
name, the psycho brain, you don't know
Dexter?
if it's... No. He's a superhuman X-Man. You don't know if it's in his head or...
Legion.
Legion, yes, thank you. I need Legion. If I can catch up on Legion, let's do some Legion. I need to catch up on Legion.
No, but it's called Watch List.
Yeah.
So right now I've got The Walking Dead.
Well, show me what else they got. Look up Legion.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, they can't. You can't. Well, that's irrelevant. I don't need that. That's irrelevant. That doesn't help me.
Damn it, where is it? Watch Now, Free Dive. Free Dive, that's what it's called.
Free Dive.
Come on, load.
But here's the thing. So here's a perfect example.
So yeah, they've got movies. They've
but
got
here's
TV
the perfect.
shows.
But here's the perfect example. So this goes into what I was going to talk about. By the way, the Paperboy, good movie. This is a great example of a company that already had
a business model.
But now they're going into something else. So now they have a place where they can run ads and a place they don't have to run ads.
Ginger Rogers?
So,
there was a Cinderella movie with Ginger Rogers? That's amazing. So, Memento's on it, Monsters on it.
So at the end of the day, what I was going to say outside of ads, Netflix then needs to make another company that's outside of this to make them good money. So whatever that is.
Yeah, that's the thing. IMDb it's for us a piece of information.
Yeah, 100%.
Now it's a streaming.
Right.
But for industry, that's why there is an IMDb Pro,
right,
and it's subscription based.
Yeah. Because
that's where you actually control your it's like LinkedIn for fucking actors.
Right.
Excuse me. There is a business model. There is a way for people to make money. Bad Lieutenant, good movie. Nicolas Cage, Ava Mendes. Yeah, dude, look at it. Fringe, Warehouse 13,
Fringe,
Heroes.
Great series.
Fucking love Fringe.
Fringe, great.
I'd take another 5 seasons of Fringe tomorrow.
Yeah, they ended it good though. I'll give it. They ended it good.
They ended it okay. I wanted more.
I mean, yeah, we wanted more.
Quantum Leap. Watch the Quantum Leap for free. Come on.
I mean, I wanted more too, but it wasn't. All right.
Anyway.
So, but at some point, it will be too much. There will be such thing as paying too much for some things. And listen, here's the thing.
But is that going to be the same? Is that where the game streaming services are going to end up? Because you look at the
100%. Here's my thing about game streaming services. At some point,
because Xbox is turning into a game streaming.
That's fine. I don't give a shit what they're doing. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Xbox won't just rely on that.
Well, I mean, they are.
No. I can buy Xbox games.
Not coming up soon.
Well, then I won't have an Xbox.
So the next Xbox is going to be discless. The next PlayStation is going to be discless.
But I can still buy the games.
Oh, you mean digitally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So at the end of the day, I'm not streaming a game. I'm buying a game.
Right.
I'm not going to pay for a streaming service.
Right. No. And yeah, they are still going to have that base model of buying the actual quote unquote physical thing. But I don't think what's it called?
But I will say this.
I don't think Stadia has anything to do with you can't buy anything.
I will say this. I am never going to buy a brand new game if they continue to release digital games at price of physical games.
No.
The reason of price of physical games is because there's a physical aspect to it that they have to cover costs for. When you're releasing a digital copy for the same money, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So if you can't drop it by at least $20,
we've talked about
you're doing something
We've
wrong.
talked about this. I was just talking. The reason I pulled these out is to kind of go through my cards from the show, and I was talking to somebody, this guy, and he said the books are 90 because the individual comics of this one series, Sentinels, he said they're online. He's like they're 99 cents. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, because that is actually, that makes me want to go home and spend, what is it, 12 issues?
Yeah.
That's $12. I'm going to buy the whole series tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not like I gotta pay $4 a pop just like I would a physical copy. Because that's fucking stupid.
Right, you're not printing anything.
Like, and I think that's where the gaming industry is. That's why you see a lot of this stuff like Stadia.
But there's servers.
That's why you see stuff like Stadia. That's why you see stuff like free-to-play games. Free-to-play games, realistically, like Apex costs me nothing besides an internet connection.
Right.
Except they just put out an event where I can only get 4 things.
Right.
But if you buy the pass, you get like 40 things.
Right.
And that's for people who are into cosmetic shit in games. Yeah. They're gonna do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't really care. I actually like the kind of the grind of figuring out what's gonna be in a box. So I don't care.
I think the streaming stuff is gonna work for a while, but not for that long. Because at some point, people are just gonna be like, "Well, why don't I just buy a better computer?"
Well, I think it also...
Or better... Like,
also
even for
at
the
End
system.
of the day,
well, I guess, like, I guess I can... Here's the thing. I guess the streaming service for games can work in the sense of, like, I don't want to buy a single-player game. I just want to play and finish it and be done with it. So if they're doing that kind of streaming service, sure. But if they're just... It feels like
GameFly.
Right. Right. If they're doing what GameFly did, then fine. I can
feels like digital GameFly.
Right. Digital game. Right. But if they're doing, like, last time I checked, this streaming thing that they're offering is to essentially offload the load of what your computer can't do. So that way you can play high-end games. But so does that mean you still have to pay for the game and pay for that streaming service that gives you that capability? If so, at some point, you're just going to build a computer.
A new gaming platform.
Which it looks like that's what it is.
It says the future of gaming is not a box.
Right.
It's new gaming platform. Playing AAA video games across all kinds of screens.
Right, so it's essentially providing you the hardware to play these badass games.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, but digitally, streaming.
Yeah. Play across multiple devices, including laptops, desktops, and select phone and tablets. Yeah. Interesting.
So
probably pixel.
This streaming feature doesn't make sense to me because at some point you're just going to be like, well, shit, how much money I've spent for the last year and a half, I could have saved up and just put it towards a new computer.
Right.
So that doesn't make sense to me. I cannot see this.
Shadow?
I cannot see this actually work. However, a streaming service for video games, especially like single player games, where like somebody's like, I just want to play the game and be done with it, and I don't want to own the disc, or I don't want to own the copy because there's no point. I'm just going to play it one time, beat the story, be done with it.
Right.
I can see that happening, but then I don't see how that's beneficial to the gaming industry and the people that make games.
So, for instance, Shadow. It was just Shadow.
Right.
Shadow is $30 a month.
Yeah. That's 30. I guess $30 a month. Yeah. If you
well, no, it's 26 pounds a month, 27 pounds a month. It's probably like 32.
Yeah. But it provides you for performance.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a badass system to play it.
Yeah, you could buy a $100, $200 laptop and play whatever you want.
Yeah.
My thing is, how is that going to affect latency? Because one of the first things I said, I searched Stadia and it said I tried Google Stadia and latency got me killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Because that's going to be 100%. Entirely dependent on your...
100%.
For all internet connections from 15 megs per second.
Well,
that's going to eliminate a lot of the people who can't afford 15.
Right. And here's the thing.
And that also depends on...
Household and who's there.
Household, if you're on Wi-Fi.
Right. Who's using it.
Yeah. What's happening. What else is that? It could be one person using it, but if they're downloading everything.
Right.
Do they have minimum... Yeah, so Shadow, it says that it's 15 megs per second.
Yeah. 15.
Megabits per second.
Megabits per second. So yeah, I don't know. For me, this is a cool idea. but at some point at $32 a month,
Tech specs. Let's see.
like, let's say you do that for 2 years, you've essentially built mostly a computer. You might be off in like a pretty decent computer. So to me, it's like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter. It's a cool idea. It's interesting. I just don't see why people would think. Here's the thing. If you're one of those people that cannot afford a good system, right? You got a cheap laptop or you got a cheap desktop that you've been using and you just right now cannot afford $1,000 or whatever to build one, or even $800 to build one or buy one, and you want it for the next, like for a fact, for the next year or two, you just cannot unload that money, but you can pay $32 a month. I feel like if you can do that, you can pick up a credit card with no interest, pick up fucking...
I mean, yeah, but some people can't.
Right, some people can't. Sure.
Some people can't. Some people can't be trusted. Can't trust themselves to pay that.
Right,
credit
and then
card.
this will cancel itself. You
Yeah,
know, you can't
this,
pay.
if you don't pay this, they just cancel it.
They just cancel.
Whereas if you take $1,000 of debt on,
right,
and you forget to pay it or don't pay it,
So that's absolutely true. So I guess like I can see it working for somebody for a year or two, but then after that, let's say they're better on their feet, and they can now afford a system. This makes 0 sense. So I don't know.
I mean, but I think also that comes from a place where we like to build our own computers.
I'll never care about this.
Like, this to me wouldn't have any practical applications. You know what it is? It's the Shield.
Yeah.
It's an NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah.
So this isn't a new idea.
No, this isn't a new idea.
But this is not working off your computer.
Right. It's just updated. Yeah.
It's not working off your computer. It's working off somebody else's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the only practical application for me is if I decide to go mobile.
Right.
With 5G.
Right.
Because that's going to be like 40.
Right.
30 or 40 or whatever it is. Fast.
Right.
So potentially if I'm like, I'm on the road for a week and I gotta get a round of Apex in.
I'll tell you right now, I've been on the road a few times for a minimum of a week, and...
But again, I'm just hypothesizing.
Right.
I'm less of a gamer than you are.
Right.
But I just mean like if somebody's on the road, if they're on the road for their job.
Right.
Truck drivers.
Yeah.
You get to a fucking rest stop.
Right.
Hook it up to your little flip down screen.
Yeah.
Get a couple rounds in.
100%.
It makes sense in certain situations. I think it can be a great solution for things like that. Yeah. Truck drivers, people who are on the road a lot, traveling salesmen, whatever.
Right.
I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but like
no,
I think there is a potential audience, but I just don't. It doesn't seem to me like it's a large enough audience to be a business.
Here's the thing. There's
especially not two businesses.
Here's the thing. There's a potential audience, sure, but at the end of the day, like. Here's the thing: if this is what you're relying on, this is your hotspot, this is what gives you your internet, and you're relying on this to have a solid connection. How many times have we seen phones on a road trip not have a solid connection?
Phones, yeah.
Or wherever maybe somebody pulls over, there's no solid connection. You have to get out of there. So at the end of the day, solid idea. I just don't know how well it's going to work.
Right. I mean, like the things that it's addressing.
Here's the thing:
addressing no more hardware failures, right? So your board gives out. You're not spending another $100, $200.
Yeah. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, Google's behind it. I'm sure they got something figured out. To me, it just does not make sense. To me, I don't give a shit about it.
It's not everyday practice.
No. For me, I'm gonna get on my awesome 10-year-old computer. I'm still gonna go play Apex because I can.
Right.
And so, I've had my system for a very long time. It's got old components. And I still play Apex, I play Overwatch, I play World of Warcraft, I play everything 100%. I want to play. So at the end of the day, it can do it. I don't see how this is here's the thing. Here's what it does play into. It plays into that generation mind, this younger generation, like, what's a PC? Oh, my tablet, does that count? Does my tablet count as a computer? No, your tablet does not count. That
enrages me so much.
Your tablet does not count as your computer because the tablet actually requires a computer to properly be able to do some things. So, no, it is not a computer. Tablet is just a portable
God,
device.
that enrages me. When the Apple put out that commercial, and
that annoyed the shit out of me.
Oh my God! When Apple put out that iPad, it was the iPad Pro commercial, and the neighbor walks by and is like, "Oh, hi there, sweetie. What are you doing on your computer?" And she's just like, "What's a computer?" And I'm like, "No, you can't know what a computer is.
Don't do that. That's
impossible.
That's dumb."
Like, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense in most situations. I think for enthusiasts, I just don't think that there is a gaming audience large enough. Maybe for kids. Maybe so you're not spending $1,000 on a computer for your kid. You're not spending $600 for a game system for your kid that'll be outdated soon. I don't know. Maybe for kids. That's the only thing I can think of. Because then you can monitor it. You could turn off the internet for it. You have more control over it.
If Google's behind it, it's got to mean something, right?
They got to have a plan. Right. Real talk, it's Google. They're not going in there without a plan of action to make money.
Yeah. So
because they're a business about that dollar.
So to me, at the end of the day, for somebody like myself, it doesn't make sense. But I've always learned to have to accept that I'm not the norm, so that might not actually be the case here. So they might know something we don't, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Well, that's going to be it for this one, Uncle Peter. Thank you for hanging out. Everybody else that was in.
You too, bud. Thanks a lot for watching us live. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, much appreciated, man. Thanks for watching. We will see y'all in the next one.
Yeah, as always, these are our opinions, so make sure to comment and message us and all that stuff. Send us messages, stuff.
Yeah, and if you're listening or watching after the fact, catch us on caffeine. I can't speak.
You can't even
caffeine.tv/T3G Media on Mondays
for the live stream.
Mid to late afternoon for the live stream, so you can have a conversation with us.
If you're on YouTube and you're watching this or if you're listening to this also is on YouTube as a video podcast. And then, of course, we have the actual podcast where it's just voice on virtually everything. And
by everything, he means 4 platforms.
4 platforms. Google, iTunes.
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts /iTunes, Stitcher, and now we are on TuneIn as well.
There you go. See? Everything. Sounds like everything to me.
Sound like most things.
Most things.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one.